distinguished guests, you're very welcome to the Irish Jewish Museum. My name is Yvonne, and on behalf of the Management Committee of the Irish Jewish Museum, I'd like to welcome you very specially to this afternoon's programme. This programme is established today within line of the National Heritage Week to celebrate National Heritage Week, but it also, as it happens, is celebrating the European Days of Jewish Culture. The European Days of Jewish Culture happen around now. The most important day will be September 3rd, which is in 2 weeks. And the European Days of Jewish Culture have chosen as their theme this year, Diasporas. And we will be having an exhibition, a temporary exhibition here on Diasporas, opening on September 3rd. And you can see 2 of the panels have already been established today in time for our very special programme, which is also focusing on diasporas through literature and music. The team today are working to create memories of the past. They call it the pulse of the past through literature, words and music. And we hope you will enjoy this programme. We are joined by Maja Elliott, supreme musician who has travelled the world and is going to treat you to her exotic pieces today. She's also joined by writer Margarita Maklina, who's here, who comes to us from Russia via the US, am I right? Yes? And is established in Dublin and has 2 English language books produced, which will be on sale at the end of the afternoon at a special price, editor's price today. Her novel is The Little Gaucho. It's a Little Gaucho, a story about a Jewish boy who escapes Tsarist Russia to live side by side with gauchos in Argentina. Fascinating read. And she also has a book of short stories, a collection of short stories for sale. I think the short stories are €10 and the novel is €12, or €15, excuse me. We're also joined by Irish poet, local poet, Gerry McDonnell, who has published extensively, also receiving and getting a lot of focus for his Jewish work on his influences from growing up surrounded by the older Jewish remnants of the older Jewish community in the north side of Dublin, particularly around Ballybough Cemetery. He has drawn some of his influences from there, and he will be reading some of his poetry this afternoon, and accompanied by a musician. He's also got his book of poems for sale here, and I believe the price of those is €10. It's a collection of writings called I Heard an Irish Jew. Is that right, Jerry? Have I got that right? Okay, good. Now we're also joined by Klezmer clarinettist Alain Halimi, who has joined us. There he is. He's going to play on the soprano sax this afternoon, and Alain has travelled all the way from Galway to be with us this afternoon, so thank you too. And that's it. Afterwards we'll have our local star, but I will introduce him at the end. The first writers and music are joining together their forces to create an atmosphere of what it may be like to be dreaming about home, longing for Jerusalem, in this case of our exhibition here, dreaming through words and music about home, be it Tsarist Russia, be it foreign parts, but all coming through here in Dublin, all connecting to Dublin. So please give them a warm round of applause. May I ask you to please make sure your telephones are switched off, and in the event of an emergency, there is an emergency exit right here. And lastly, I would say to many of you who are here for the first time, I'd like to give you a very special welcome and to remind you to sign with make sure your email is on the book downstairs if you'd like to be invited to future events. Okay, thank you so much.
My name is Gerry McDonnell, and I grew up in Ballybough, Fairview area, and as children we often wondered what the date was over the caretaker's little house, and it was 5618. So we wondered, was it 1856 backwards or what it was? Anyway, stuck in my mind, you know. And so it's only a couple of things that maybe stick in your mind from childhood, you know. And in my case, that's one of them. So I read some poems based on the Registry of Deaths. Here I lie in Ballybough Cemetery, at the west wall, row 2, north to south, buried in a white shroud. On the head, my head turned slightly to face east, a bag of Israel. It passed me by easily enough, since I made out a headstone, stolen one drunken night, serving as a hearthstone in a house on nearby Richmond Road. My grandson saw it there, poor boy, while playing with his Catholic friend. It reads, Joseph Phillips, son of Uri, native of Gorst, Poland, died 6th Kislev 5640. That's me. I made a living peddling wares and selling pious pictures to my Catholic neighbours. Moses Herzog. Moses Herzog. They owe me money, they drank my tea and ate my sugar, but did they pay me? No, I will never collect. They laughed at one-eyed Moshe Herzog, needing to slip out for a drink from the synagogue during high festival services. Charged by law in order to pay me? They say they report me for having no license to trade. You drink my tea, you eat my sugar, you pay me. What is more fair? Well, they never pay me.
Sempre de sempre, a guerra nada sóis. Sempre de sempre, mit Sorgen schluck Paris. Wenn's du beginnen, nimm das Leben gering. Lass du lachen, jeder Mensch das sing, sing, sing. Sempre de sempre, a guerra nada sóis. Sempre de sempre, mit Sorgen schluck Paris. Wenn's du beginnen, nimm das Leben gering. Lass du lachen, jeder Mensch so sing.
Ballybough Cemetery, listening to the racket of nesting rooks. I lived my life in Sandy Cove, divorced for many years from the congregation, sleeping to the consoling shush of the sea. I was brought here out of respect for the wishes of my sister-in-law. I had no part in that debate. Although I'm in good company, Alderman Lewis Harris lies close to me. A Roman Catholic consul is 2 rows from me, and Jacob Davis, teacher and lecturer to the congregation, is on my left side. I miss the sea. On an especially silent night, if I strain my ears, I can hear the sound of the incoming tide at neighbouring Clontarf. In death, as in life, there is always consolation. Daisy bloom. Nay Litnetsky, I converted to Catholicism. I picked up a copy of the Gospels in a bookshop on the quays and began to read. Tears fell from my eyes as I came to know Jesus Christ for the first time. I taught piano. When alone, I played from time to time the Jewish songs of my childhood with growing sadness at what my people have not known, the Lord, the Messiah. Solomon Myers. One by one, my brothers left for South Africa. I saw them off at the North Wall. My heart sang at each leaving. After Mama and Papa died, I walked down to the Wailing Wall. And slipped into the water. It held me up as best it could. But in my best wool suit and leather boots, I sank down. The death notice read, drowned by accident in Liffey at North Wall. Benny Bloom, veteran of the Boer War, I marched the back streets of Dublin armed with religious pictures. 20 miles a day was nothing to me. I was a waiter and a bookies runner too, and owned a gold mine in South Africa in my time. I was fond of a drink, and always in financial straits, eking out a living, purchasing old jewellery and gold. A roue, by all accounts. The knee trembler, they called me. Mousy in appearance, small and wiry, well decked out in a check suit. I wore a gold pin in my tie. But Dublin will do the best man in. She will draw out old sadnesses and make failure look attractive, better than any city I ever lived in. Esther Harris. According to the Registry of Deaths, I died of insanity. The locality was Brunswick Street North. in the year 1885, aged 39. I have perfect clarity now. Threatening voices are mollified and lie quiet. I sympathise with my plight back then. The pogroms, the arduous journey from Lithuania, housed in a ghetto in Dublin and Chancery Lane, along with the Italian organ grinders and makers of saints of the Catholic Church. Not a word of English between us. Crushing homesickness. I can see now why my mind went, as I craved the dark in the house in North Brunswick Street, red bricked in the evening sun. What a pity I missed out on all those light-filled years. Abraham Altman. I was buried in a Christian cemetery in Limerick, but was quickly exhumed and brought here by my brother. I was brought here not to suffer what was to come. Stones flung through windows, the charge from the pulpit that we would kidnap and slay Christian children. I was exhumed and brought by coach, not to hear the footsteps of the last Jew living there. Yet, I remember the Festival of Lights, when hymns were sung and children played spinning top, and a candle was lit each day in the Hanukkah menorah in the dark days of December, while Christians in the season of Advent lit 4 candles, one each Sunday, in preparation for the light of the world. Alexander Rosenstein, a long name for someone who was only in the world for 3 years, burned to death by neglect of servant. I did not understand the strange smell from Maggie's breath on the Sabbath when she was less tender putting me to bed. She lit the Shabbos candles, they burned too close to the drapes. Shiva candles should have flickered in the house for 7 days after my death. But who could light candles after such a thing?
Beautiful song called Liebkeit. It's a French Yiddish song. It was made famous by André Bourvil and then was translated into Yiddish and French. So Liebkeit, tendresse.
On peut vivre sans richesse, presque sans le sou. Des seigneurs et des princesses, il n'y en a plus beaucoup. Mais vivre sans tendresse, on ne le pourrait pas. On ne le pourrait pas. On peut vivre sans la gloire, qui ne prouve rien. Être inconnu dans l'histoire et s'en trouver bien. Doch Leben und Liebkeit, das kann gut nicht sein.
Nein, 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 das kann gut nicht sein.
From France to Russia.
Зажигает темноте. На гроб разрушит мальчик, смотрит на людей. В эти испытания в косы дождик мочит по